I have no idea what you're saying right now. Warcraft! Released in 2016 and is directed by Duncan Jones, who's directed such films like Moon and Source Code. And this film is starring Travis Fimmel, Paula Patton, Ben Foster, Dominic Cooper, Toby Kebbell, Ben Schechtner, Clancy Brown, and Daniel Wu. And this film is based on the RPG game of the same name, a game that I have never played before, and I'm scared to play it, because I feel that if I start playing it, you will never see me again. I will just be so enticed with everything that's happening on screen and with my character and with my journey that I'm going on that I just wouldn't want to go out and work and spend time with my wife and my cats or with this channel. I've always been scared to start playing it, and I never will, because I know that's what's gonna happen. On an orc world of a name that I'm just too confused on, the orcs have ran out of resources and are now using a magic portal to get to a world full of humans. A world called Azeroth. And the Azerothians are gonna be battling the orcs to say, hey, go back to your home world, and we have a magical wizard, or a guardian, as they kept frickin' saying in this movie, that's gonna help them, and it's just one big fancy, colorful CGI battle, or a war that was crafted for the screen. So, Warcraft. This film was in production for quite some time, and as you can see with how much CGI and visual effects are on screen, that makes a lot of sense. And the CGI was done by Blizzard Entertainment, who actually brought the video game to the masses, and created a video game that brought us probably the greatest episode of South Park ever, or at least in the top 5. The World of Warcraft episode of South Park is fantastic. Come on, guys, don't turn your back on the world of Warcraft. And might I say right off the bat, this film looks cool, especially with the orc side, with the visual effects and the performance capture with the orcs. It's beautiful. It is stunning. Not a scene that looks out of place there. It's when we start getting over to the human side and we start seeing the visual effect backgrounds and just how blue and green all the world is and bright and colorful it is. That's when I'm starting to think, hey, this kind of looks a little... definitely looks video game-ish, but from the orc perspective, I think that side it's wonderful. And also that storyline from the orc aspect, I was actually behind way more than the humans. You have all of these orcs and all these tribes of orcs coming together, all banding together because we all agree that yes, our resources are gone and we need to go to a different dimension to wreak havoc, or at least to prosper. And we have this magical orc wizard that can do magical things, but at the cost of taking someone's life force to give him those powers, which was actually pretty creepy. You don't typically see that with a video game movie, where the bad guy is killing hundreds, thousands of people just like that, and they don't come back either. Usually when I'm thinking of a video game, I think of a happy ending, but nope. When these characters' life forces are gone, they are gone. And this happens to some of our lead characters too, which I love seeing when it comes to film or TV. When you're not afraid to kill off a lead character, that tells me that, hey, there are actual stakes here. This is a movie based on Warcraft. We have wars, we have battles. But if we have all these big names and all these lead characters, I'm thinking, oh, they're probably going to survive at least the end of the movie. When a film has the guts to kill off a lead character very early on, or maybe halfway through the film, I'm thinking, okay, there are stakes here. These people can die. Just because they're billed as an actor in this film doesn't mean that they're safe from being killed off. I appreciate that. Paula Patton is also here. She plays like a non-CGI orc, which I gotta say, be honest, that looked weird. You have all these other orcs that are performance capture and CGI, but because Paula Patton is so attractive and so hot, we're just like, well, let's just paint her skin green. The audience will not notice. Oh, we did. Maybe it's because she's hanging out with the humans the majority of the time that they felt, no, let's not do CGI with her. Let's just paint her skin and make her basically Alphaba from Wicked. Still look pretty bad, though. And there's a character that I have no idea what her motivation or whatever her super objective is in this film is. She starts off as an orc, and then gets enslaved by the humans, but then, like, after 5 minutes, becomes like their biggest ally and wants to help them, and then goes back with the orcs. I don't know. I guess it'll all be answered in the sequel. Oh. But probably the best part of this film is Ben Foster, who plays the mage, or the Guardian, as the little peep squeak that follows him around kept saying, "Guardian, Guardian, we need your help, Guardian, Guardian." And Schetzner, or whatever his name is, got the most annoying part of this film. Is that guy. His performance, the way that his character is written in this film, just annoying. Give us Ben Foster. We don't need this pipsqueak. Give us Ben Foster and we'll be fine. But I don't think Ben Foster can even save this movie, because I can tell you for a fact that this film's main intention, this main focus of this movie, was the spectacle of it, was the battles, was the war. The war that just began and we'll never know the conclusion to. They try to give us characters, they try to give us backstory, and you know what? I feel like if you were in the WoW world, if you're in that world of Warcraft, if you played the games, if you're still playing the games to this day, I feel like you would have more of a connection with these people. But because I have no idea what these worlds are called, what these names are, what the objective of that game is, I have no idea what's happening here, and they don't really take the time to kind of ease the everyday audience into this film. It's definitely playing to a specific audience, and that is the people who have played the video games. Which is cool, that's great fan service, and I'm sure a lot of the WoW community likes this movie, or at least appreciates it because of that. But the WoW community is not going to save your movie and make your movie money. You gotta bring in the outsiders, the people that have never played your games or have any idea what you are, but want to go to the movies and have an entertaining time. Those are the people you need to market to. And if they like your stuff, then they'll become fans, and then they'll start playing your game, so on and so forth. It's Business 101, because I'm just such a business mastermind. You should listen to me, Warcraft. But the majority of the time, I'm just sitting there going, okay, this looks pretty. We got a lot of cool things happening, a lot of battles happening. Oh, there's some magic over there. Oh, look, there's Paula Patton, who is frickin' attractive. That's, of course, is a plus. But I have no idea, really, who these people are. We get no backstory of this race or this race, why these people need to go over here, what did they do before. But they kept talking about, our history. Oh, did we destroy everything that we touch? Let's see that, instead of you guys just talking about it. And I'm sure it would have been explored in sequels to come. They definitely had intention for at least a trilogy. I know that for a fact. Looking up the information on this movie, it was called Warcraft: The Beginning. Yeah, we ain't getting those sequels. Did this movie make money? Yeah, sure. Definitely not enough, though, to warrant, hey, let's make a second one. Let's all put forth the time and energy to kind of barely break even again. Which is sad, because I think there was some potential with this franchise. I really think we could have gotten a spectacular, again, Lord of the Rings type trilogy here, if we would just given it a chance, or if studios would have just given it a chance, and if they would have given us a better movie, basically. It starts off with a random human and a random orc dueling, just circling each other, and then they charge at each other. And it's a desolate wasteland. And we hear the narrator saying, the war between humans and orcs, it wasn't always this way. And then we go back to the beginning, before orcs and humans ever met. And I'm thinking, whoa, hey, that scene looked cool. I want that movie. Maybe that was saved for the third one. I don't know. But you start off in one spot, and then you're like, it wasn't always this way, and then you go back and you don't return at all. In fact, this movie just straight up ends. There is no coming down from the climax mountain here. We get to the war, the people get out of it, and then it ends. Basically saying, we'll see you next time on. And that is a terrible way to write your screenplay, and a terrible way to write your story for this film. Your film has to stand on its own. And this film doesn't. It needs sequels that, unfortunately, we are never going to get. I'm going to give Warcraft 2 out of 5 Blu-rays. I've had better. Alright everyone, now comes my favorite part in my videos, where I randomly select which movie I'm going to be watching next. So let's take a look. Hercules! What's his name again? His name is Hercules. It doesn't matter what your name is! Yeah, it's the rock version of Hercules. Film that I own. I've never seen it before. I heard mixed things, but hey, It's The Rock. I love The Rock. You always gotta watch his movies, regardless of if they're good or if they're bad or just kind of lukewarm. It's The Rock. We'll check out Hercules next time. Hey, if any of you have recommendations of films that you want me to review on here, leave a recommendation below this video or go to my Facebook page, my Instagram, or my Twitter. Leave a recommendation there, and if I have access to it, I will watch, review it, and give you a shout on the channel. So guys, have you seen Warcraft? What did you think about it? Does it compare to the games? Do you like playing the game a lot more than watching the movie? Whatever you think, comment below, let me know what you thought about it. And if you like what you saw here, if you like my take on movies, then hit the subscribe button. And if you have friends, if you have family members that love hearing people talk about movies, send them over here, have them hit the subscribe button too. Let's start building this community up. We're past 1,000 now, let's go for 2,000. And we'll see what we can do then, but send them over, have them hit the subscribe button. So guys, I will see you next time with my review of Hercules. So in the meantime, be well, be good to each other, and go watch a movie. Take care, guys.